My name is JCAT, and you're listening to the Giddy Gigmeister podcast. This podcast may contain unsuitable content and absolute buffoonery. Listener's discretion is advised. On today's episode... O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Ow! Hold on, I hear... Do you hear, I hear muffling. Wait, let me...
Hear muff?
No.
I heard... JCAT heard muff? Does anyone hear muff right now?
No,
If you listen really carefully, you can hear muff.
Whenever someone's those, I just... Whatever, fine.
Let's be adults, guys. Come on.
Haha, Tazar, it is the Giddy Gigmeister podcast. You're listening in a high definition HD 4K, baby. And now, your hosts.
Hey!
Hi!
Howdy!
Welcome to... Wow, okay. Make fun of me. That's fine. Welcome to the Giddy Gigmeisters podcast, where I guess we make fun of each other as co-stars, and we also provide...
Languid life lessons.
Yeah. Questionable quotables and a plethora of performance tales, dutifully detailing turbulence and triumph, entertainment, and everything. Yeah. My name is JCAT.
Yeah, I'm Cece.
And I'm Julia.
And today, besides roasting each other, we are going to be talking about the thing that roasts our gears the most, dating in the industry. Or in some ways, loops are gears. I don't like
Loops are gears?
Grinds are gears?
I mean,
don't
speak
gears...
for yourself.
I think for you it might be grease your gears, to be honest.
I was just my metaphors aren't. We're not metaphoring today. It's fine. It's whatever. I mean, what even is dating in the industry? Are you dating the industry? Are you dating?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's what we're gonna find out, because before we even get into that, I need to know what everybody is wearing. Okay.
Oh, we almost slipped right past her. We almost.
Dang it.
I ain't gonna let that slide. You know,
no.
you just
Is
my
it
segment.
time?
I ain't letting none of that slide. Okay. All right. Pause.
Wow. You acted up.
Welcome. Pause. Welcome to the 20-second fit check. It's your girl Cece. We about to go first. Today I am giving you Ratchet Queen, okay? We have the two-piece matching tie-dye set where the pants are baggy but tight-fitting so you see the booty, okay? But then we also rock it with the tummy out, the little titties, and then we also got the bonnet to top it all off.
The bonnet's out to play!
Yes, we are front yard chic, yelling at the neighbor who lets their dog poop in your yard.
And I think that's 20 seconds.
Yes, all right. Next. JCAT, tell us what you're wearing today.
Well, I'm wearing the original Hawaiian button-up shirt. I wore this first. I just want you guys to know this. I'm the first person to ever do this. The color scheme is perfect against my pearling skin. It's so beautiful. Look at that. Look at how it shines.
I don't know that I would say your skin is pearl.
Pearly. It's pearly.
Oh.
It's look at how it shimmers and shines. It's good against my skin color. Very colorful. It's very breathable. I'm not going to the beach with this though, because I don't like sand. Boom.
All right, we're not going to comment on that. Julia, what are you wearing?
So I'm actually the inspiration today because I wore my island shirt first before JCAT ever turned his camera on, just so everybody knows. But I'm just pairing it with my usual black pants and
her usual
and you
stuff.
guessed it, Minion socks.
Wow.
I've been on a bender. I've been on a Minion sock bender, y'all. It's criminal. But
every podcast
thank
now.
you, Cece, so much for letting the best go last. Because I clearly invented the Hawaiian shirt.
Sure, whatever.
Got you, boo. I got you.
Second is the best. First is the worst. Second is the best.
I mean, that's what I always heard in elementary school.
You know what? That
Thank
sounds
you.
right to me. So.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cece, and I'm panicking. All right.
Wow, what a crazy knee-jerk response from JCAT.
Oh, speaking of knee-jerkers. We just slapped that for ya. Okay. We are about to get into today's first topic about dating in the industry with Cece's hot dating questions. Bam, 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 bam. All right, so I got some common questions that I'm going to ask y'all, and I want a speedy yes or no response, and then we're going to get into talking about the topic, okay?
Okay.
Y'all ready?
Okay.
Okay. First question from our muggles is, do we date our castmates?
No. No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Oh
No.
my God. Okay.
No.
Okay. JCAT, I need to know the reasoning on why you don't date your castmates.
As for reasons we're probably gonna get to later in this podcast, I just feel like that's just like it's like a conflict of interest. Like you're trying to be a character, but then like your real life might accidentally bleed into the character and then ruin your performance, or like your chemistry on stage might be trash as comparison to like your chemistry off the stage. I don't, or like vice versa. So I would say no. As someone who has clearly dated no one, I know that dating your cast member, gross.
Okay, Julia, I need a rebuttal on that.
I'm not gonna take the abstinence approach that JCAT has taken to the.
Purity is perfection.
I'm not gonna lie, those feelings, they bleed around. I don't like this metaphor at all.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I would not say that lines get crossed. However, I
sorry,
do think
Your
it
Honor.
happens. Your Honor, in my defense,
Your Honor,
they were
Julius.
Your Honor, in my defense, he spun me in a twirl. Listen, there is something magical about theater boys. I know that you have another question coming up probably that's going to relate to that, but it does happen, unfortunately. It is not our proudest moments probably dating within the industry because then we come out of it and everybody knows our business. But that's okay. That's okay.
The theater gossipers, for real, for real.
Ooh.
Everybody knows everything about what's going on.
I'm not gonna lie.
You know who you are.
I'm gonna say something.
You know who you are, theater gossipers, Julia.
I'm basically Lady Whistledown, so.
Okay, so we all know to stay away from Julia when we have things to talk about or gossip about while we're in a show with her, okay?
Oh, no.
So just so you all know.
No government secrets. No government
Please talk
secrets.
behind her back. Thank you.
I'm sure JCAT already does. So.
I just did it.
Where's my bag, bitch?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna have to break this up.
Next question.
Okay, I gotta give my little 2 cents on this though, okay, real quick before we move on. Because I feel like I'm a little bit split in between the two of you with the yes and no for this answer, because I have kind of dated somebody in a show before, and our personal life did mess with our onstage chemistry.
See?
Yep, it did. So it was like real good because there was like that sexual tension or whatever that was going on there. But then once things didn't work out, like they like got upset, and then they changed that chemistry when we were on stage. So like it wasn't as like passionate as it was like in the beginning, like we were running the show originally. So yes, we do date our castmates, but you know, it's not always the best decision.
Yeah. That's why it's yes and no.
Yes, exactly.
Do it for the plot, but then don't like expect it to end well.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, JCAT, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna make a dumb joke that it was so weird watching your chemistry with this person on the musical comedy Murders of 1960 and just being like, wow, darn, that chemistry is just messed up between those two.
Little do you know it was all part of the plan until I just now released the information.
Listen, if that's part of her process, then let her be method.
That's
let
serious.
Her be method.
That's insane methodology. You're
doing it for the audience, okay? She's making sacrifices for the performance. She's gonna have to suffer heartbreak over this dumb theater person.
Your director's like, hey, I need
just for the audience to feel like it was real.
The director's like, hey, I know your characters break up, but I also need you to break up so you can experience it for real.
Yes. We need the raw emotion.
Ending your marriage of 17 years just so you can feel the heartbreak.
Yes, and so that I can get a Tony. I need a Tony. You need a heartbreak.
Praise that.
Oh my goodness. All right. So speaking of heartbreak and Julia being a straight white woman, let's talk about another pressing question that is commonly asked by our muggles. Are there straight men in theater?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Oh, there's no caveat. There's no caveat. No,
there are straight men here.
Yeah. There's
straight up hoes.
Damn.
Wow. Okay. First of all, excuse me, Cece, may I defend the hoes, please?
Yes, JCAT.
Thank you. Okay. So, theater has clearly been throughout history, Shakespeare, all that, he would purposely cast men in all the roles. And then as it progressed, women took more power, luckily, in the Elizabethan era, and they actually got to write plays and star in them, blah, blah, blah. We come to now where theater in high school helps kind of bring that. It has theater in high school, theater in general has that ability to bring out a lot of those masculinity withholds that men are perceived to have in life. Theater allows them to be a different character, to be someone else. So I would say yes, there are straight men who are in theater. It's weird because theater also changes you because it's the environment, depending on whether it's a toxic theater environment or it's a very nice, pure theater environment. I think that's when the shift happens, not with their sexuality or anything, but just if a guy seems quote unquote closeted in a theater component, it may just be because, I can't be my true self. I can't actually express my feelings and emotions because I have to be in this fight for my life to get a role. Or it's I should be a dude. I should be this masculine figure, and I can't have my buddies or my parents seeing that I'm actually enjoying this theater thing. So I feel there's a lot of layers to men in theater, which is goes back generations. I feel it's a topic that should be explored more. But yeah, I would say yes, they're definitely straight men, and don't stigmatize them because they're just trying their best.
Sometimes they're not trying to come out of the closet, they're just trying to come out of their shell.
Yeah, see, there we go.
But they still be going around, and that's not a good coping mechanism. There is no excuse.
I can't defend them with that. I can't defend them with
that.
But
boys have emotions, and it's and girls don't. Just kidding.
No.
Just kidding. I want boys to have emotions and have a safe place. That is definitely allowed. I just think that was diverting from the question.
I'm sorry. Yes.
But it was good. It was such a good JCAT soapbox moment. I love it.
Thank you.
Straight man.
Guys, unfortunately, I'm still on this everybody's a little bit gay.
I rebuke that.
Everyone's a little bit homo sometimes. For the normies listening, the muggles, that was a rewrite of Avenue Q's Everyone's a Little Bit Racist. Sometimes. Welcome.
I got that. I understood
Yes,
that. I get that reference.
There's some people out there who will not. So I'm here for you.
I thought you were gonna go the producer's route, and I was like, ooh. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's get to our next question here. All right. This one's a real serious question, for real.
Oh, put the guns away.
Yeah. The normies want to know.
They want to know.
Can you find love or a serious relationship in the theater and film world?
No.
No!
Absolutely not.
Listen. Linda, listen, Linda. I think if you're outside the theater film world, maybe you can make it work with a theater film person. However, if you're a theater film person in the theater film world, I vote no. You're too unstable. You're both late. You're both not paying bills. You're both. It's a no for me.
Yeah, two art majors does not make a right. You know.
Does not make a life. Good God.
No, I don't. It's like magnets, you know. It's like when you're the same pole, those magnets are gonna repel each other, no matter how like tightly you press them together. Like theater people we can be wonderful, but we are also actors, and we train ourselves to put aside ourselves and play other characters. And then we just don't really know how to separate that when we walk off stage and interact with real humans. It's like you're waiting for your cue line all the time, and everyone just keeps talking to you, and you're like, I'm sorry, the script says that I'm supposed to say I love you, ? What's my motivation for that? Like that's just the scariest part, is not really knowing what's behind the mask people put on. I would say that there are, as we're going to get into, wonderful stories of people falling in love in the industry, but goodness gracious.
Like JCAT said earlier, theater also attracts people with a lot of trauma and emotional issues.
Yes,
so that's what you're signing up for.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like there's so many stories. So many stories of like, oh yeah, the director married this actress. Oh wow, so amazing. And then like 10 years later, yeah, no, they hated each other, and the chemistry was only on set. And I was, oh man, that sucks.
Just because there's chemistry on stage doesn't mean there's gonna be chemistry off stage.
No.
One thing that I heard, and now I want y'all's opinion on this, is that if they have good chemistry on stage, they're not fooling around off stage. But if they have bad chemistry on stage, then they are fooling around off stage. What is your opinion on that?
Ooh. I don't think that's necessarily true.
Julia's like, let me think about it.
You may also jump in there. But
oh no, I thought you were about to like give this some soapbox.
No, sorry. I'm dissecting that.
I would say I would disagree, only because there's so many factors to on-stage chemistry in general. Like I feel like if a rehearsal process is long enough, then eventually there's going to be some sort of chemistry. It may be not the best. Like I think it depends on like the level of intimacy that they have on set, or like, you know, or during a performance. And that doesn't have to be like sexual chemistry in like, you know, intimacy and things like that, but just like their normal interactions. What was it?
I think you can also tell though when people are into each other. I think they would have a hard time hiding that when they're supposed to then also pretend to be into each other. Like, I don't know how you could be like making out backstage and then go on stage and be like, I so like you, and like not sell it. You know what I mean?
But what if it's like a secret, you know? Like they don't want people to know that there's something
people are so
going
bad
on.
at secrets. No, they think they're good. They think they're so good. And you're like, I know you were making out in the costume closet.
That's
I know.
That's what ruins their performance, is because they have all that, like they're trying to keep it all conceal, don't feel. They're kissing and
Don't feel.
But also, that's not like
one false move and everyone will know.
Like
but it's only about today. Sorry, JCAT.
Don't let JCAT talk. Just sing over JCAT.
No.
This is a banger.
No. I just feel
Tell the guards to open up the gates. The gates.
All right, fine. Since you guys want to talk about Frozen, I'm just gonna say it up front. The first Frozen movie, Anna and Kristoff, they had chemistry because they weren't dating.
Oh wow.
And then in the second movie, gone. Nothing. Didn't care about the relationship anymore. Like, the chase is over. Like, oh, right. Are those the correct characters, Anna and Kristoff?
Yes.
Okay.
Moral of the story, don't get into a relationship.
Moral of the story is be single.
Moral of the story
you
is
will lose all chemistry.
Moral of the story is don't date a commoner. I mean, Hans didn't quite work out either, but
he was different. He was built different.
I'm different. I'm different.
But like okay, let's say like the stage. The theater stage performing, that's not the place to be like, ooh, let's sneak a kiss before we go on stage in front of thousands of people. Ooh,
it's really
like,
not. Yeah, no.
What are you doing?
I've
like,
seen
have
it.
you? If you
I've
like
probably done it, to be
backstage
honest.
is so chaotic, you can hardly get a drink of water, let alone be full on smooching in the
They let
corner.
you drink water?
No.
That's against the rules, Julia. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh you guys, I've been backstage like busting it back in between scenes.
True.
Especially we be putting on the glow in the dark makeup and just like busting it back while we change and put on our costumes.
See, that's what ruined your chemistry. Your scene partner came around the corner and you were talking, and they were like, "Oh no, I gotta tank my scene now."
I can't believe you were throwing it back in front of Tyler.
Yeah.
When
Tyler and Jody.
I thought we had something.
Tyler was trying to fix my costume because I was throwing it back so hard.
Tyler saw my safety pin pop undone and was just trying to help a homie out. Mm-hmm. He's not trying to undo my bra.
Mm-hmm. Get it right. All right, y'all. Well, that is it for knee-jerk responses with Cece's hot dating questions, which leads us into.
Good job, Cece.
Thanks, that was really good, right? I'm so proud.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this.
Yay me! Yay Cece!
Yay me! Oh my god, he's gonna be so proud.
Well, you know what I would like is to strike everything that y'all just did.
Well, I'm sure you will, Mr. Audio Engineer. Anyways, strike JCAT from the set, please. That's my strike that for today.
I think we should just strike dating in general. Yeah, you know what? I miss courtship. Like courting people. Like, what happened to that? What happened to that? No.
Oh, okay.
Wait, okay, my definition of courting might be wrong. Is that like when it's like arranged?
Okay, wait. Which one's more serious? My family had this debate a while back. Which one is the more serious word? Is dating the more serious word? Is courting the more serious word?
Yeah, but like what's the definition of courting?
Courting is like formal dating. It's like if you're courting someone, it was very serious. The entire town knew. There was like rules and regulations you had to follow.
Oh, like in Bridgerton. Okay.
Yeah. No, like in real life. Like in real life.
Yes, Bridgerton.
But I would say dating's more casual.
Real life. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, dating
dating's
I would
more
say
casual. Dating's like we went on a date. We went on a couple dates. We didn't put labels on it. JCAT,
Yeah,
are you looking for Bridgerton? What's happening?
No.
Where is it?
No,
Where is your whistle down?
I actually have.
She's right there. See her.
I actually have an etiquette, like a dating etiquette book from like the early 20th century.
Ooh.
And I was trying to see if I could like see it from where I'm sitting, but it's all right. We don't talk about it.
Yeah.
We're not doing Should Be Read this segment.
No, different episodes. But
like courting back then too was like you get money. Like that's the whole point. That like it's trying to get the highest.
No, that was dowries.
The dads had to pay the husbands. They're like, please take my daughter off my hands. Please take this heifer to your house.
I was not blessed with a son.
Take this heifer to the house and my cow.
My name is Cece, and you're listening to the Giddy Gigmeisters podcast.
Okay. Then since you brought it up, what are your thoughts of like arranged marriages and things like that?
No.
Okay. Would you? Is this?
Yeah. No, thank you.
Is this gonna be weird?
Is it my parents?
No. Like just in general.
Would you sign up for Marriage at First Sight? Have you seen that show, Married at First Sight?
Yeah, actually,
they
if I was desperate enough, I probably would.
No,
that's love experts who don't know what the F they're talking about. And also, one of them is named Dr. Pepper. Why are we listening? Why are we listening to them?
Where did they get their degree
Dr. Phil
from?
Slide for a while, so you know, it is what it is. It makes good reality TV, and I like it. I would probably do it if I like got into like my 40s and like still wasn't married.
All right, then I like this topic then because it technically relates to dating in the industry. Would you go on a televised dating show?
Oh,
yeah, probably.
Why?
I think everyone that goes on there goes for clout, though.
Yeah.
Like, even Cece's like, I want followers.
No, honestly though, I actually I believe in true love. Like I 100% believe that like one of the people in this universe that is like that loves me is gonna find me and just like be the most amazing person, and we're just gonna like grow together and thrive together and learn together and just like be the best versions of ourselves for ourselves and for each other. And I just like 100% truly believe that I will find that, and I'm not
it'll be on Netflix. Watch it live.
I was literally gonna say the same thing. And you can watch your origin story on Netflix.
Like you'll never forget.
What a way to ruin a beautiful moment, JCAT. She's gonna find her perfect partner, and you're like,
you'll never forget your anniversary because you can just rewatch it on rewatch it.
I don't think Cece was the one that was gonna forget, if we're being honest.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know the world wouldn't forget, or wouldn't let her forget.
Yes.
But like I feel like The Bachelor and like those shows, like I would hate to be on there because if you say quote unquote won and then you guys got divorced, that's like what was the point? Like that would suck so much.
Yeah. I mean it's not different than meeting somebody not on the cameras and then getting divorced.
Yeah, but then like you had thousands of people rooting for you and against you on the internet.
Also,
that's true.
Why do we care about what those people think about us?
Because it's because we put ourselves in their situations and we're like, oh my gosh, they're gonna find true love, and that's also what I want. And I'm like self-inserting myself. Like we self-insert, and we just love seeing relationships rise and fall. I mean, that's what
I will say. I love screaming at the TV.
I have a new idea for a dating show. It's called Love in the Pits. And what we do is we have like and this is for straight dating. I'm so sorry, exclusivity here because it's harder to, I don't know. So we have a men's pit and a women's pit, and we have a bunch of suitors fight to the death, except they can't see each other.
I want to be in the women's pit. Women's pit.
Okay, no, it's not what you think. It's literally the Hunger Games. You have to fight to the death, and then the survivor from each pit, they have to get married. And we will create the strongest warrior class race from our love in the pits
Oh
So,
man, it's giving physical
sponsor
100.
It's
Please give
giving
me funding for
survival
this show.
of the sexiest. Mm-hmm.
Survival of the
Ooh,
Sexy.
wait, I
Mhm.
like that title.
Julia, I'm pretty sure someone's gonna probably steal that for a young adult novel series, and it.
I want 10%.
No,
You're out
ask
here.
for
This is
more.
proof that this is my intellectual property. When this podcast is released, this counts. Okay,
Oh my god.
my intellectual property. Anyway, that'll be a great clip later.
My name is Cece, and you're listening to the Giddy Gigmeisters podcast.
So, we just got done talking about dramatic, epic questions and knee-jerk reactions. And now we are going to move on to things that we don't like. But first, one of us has to apologize for something, don't they?
Thing that happened on the podcast here. There was an incident.
Mhm,
There was
there
actually an
was.
incident in which two of our hosts didn't feel safe.
Yes.
So we actually have, I believe,
Mhm.
possibly potentially an apology coming. So everyone,
Yes.
please bear down.
Mhm.
Please bear with us
Yes.
through this difficult time.
Amen.
Unfortunately, my fellow castmates are talking about me. So, let me just start off by saying, as a gay woman in America, I would like to formally apologize to the many communities I may have hurt with my statement. I'm sorry you're such a bitch!
Call my lawyer. Call my lawyer. No, I will not stand for this. Apparently, I'm contractually obligated to finish this episode. So, whenever our lawn hostess gets back up.
Wow. That was the greatest apology I've ever received.
I have your apologies.
I've never. There has never been a more liberal apology than the one I just witnessed right now. Well, Julia, I think we can both agree that I would like to strike that.
I would like to strike Cece's apology. Yeah,
I would like to strike Cece's apology. What else would we like to strike?
I had one. So to bring it back to our little theme of the whole dating in the industry. We absolutely hate when directors decide to cast, like they decide to play love guru and decide to cast actual real people that are love interests or who they want to be love interests as lovers within a play or a film. We've also seen in the past when they have cast exes to play lovers. And, that went awesome, probably every single time.
So great. Directors, directors, your name, unless your name starts with Doctor and ends with Pepper, and you work on a dating pairing marriage show, then you have don't do it. Stop. It's not funny. We get the joke. You think it's novel.
Not funny!
Yeah. It's like directors are like, I can fix them. Stop.
You just need the chance to spend some time together.
Or, like they're just like, oh, these two would make such a cute couple. Let me put them as the two people who are going to date in the play. And then it's Romeo and Juliet and they both die at the end. And we're just like, no, that didn't help at all.
Die together.
No.
Like
in fact, they might even start hating each other. And it's your fault. So strike that, directors.
Yeah, I agree.
Shut it down, like Jessica Day.
Another thing I want to strike is having, like, knowing full and well that you're going to have an intimate moment or an intimate scene and not have like an intimacy coordinator or an intimacy director oversee those rehearsals to make
JCAT, break
sure
that
that
down
people
for
are
our
comfortable.
normies.
Oh,
We need to
sorry,
break
excuse
that down
me.
for our normies. What is an intimacy coordinator? Huh? New
So-
job in the industry within the past few years?
Whoa, never heard of that before. So
Really?
basically, kind of like how there's a fight coordinator or a fight director when there's fight scenes in plays and performances, there are intimacy directors who are there for intimate moments like physicality, touching, kissing. You probably, if you are ever familiar with the show Spring Awakening, which, or if your show has nudity and things like that, the comfortability of the actors and the crew and people on the set is paramount. So they bring in intimacy coordinators, or you can get certified. If your director is certified, they can act as it, but they basically act as the person who's like, okay, and how did that make you feel? What are your safe words? This, where would you like to be touched? No, don't do that. Ooh, let's talk about that moment. What are we feeling right now? They kind of act as the emissary between intimacy.
Yeah, I think coordinator is a great word for it because they're out here managing kind of they're being an advocate. I would say they're being an advocate probably most for the actors. A lot of directors don't think about actors and their boundaries, and so they don't stop to think whether their part of their vision is even something that their performers are willing to do. So intimacy coordinators are just there to help the actors figure out where those boundaries are and figure out the game plan instead of just like, yeah, you'll get up there and you'll do it. It's like, okay, no, first there's going to be a caressing of the cheek, and then there, this person's going to move in after X amount of seconds, and whatever. Yeah, it's fully planned. There is a plan.
Yeah.
So thank you, intimacy coordinators out there, for keeping us comfortable.
Yes. Yeah, and if there isn't, if there isn't one, strike that mentality, please.
Yeah.
Fight for what you want on set, actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we also
intimacy without coordination? That's what we're striking down.
Dude.
Should we strike castmates doing intimacy coordination outside of the theater?
You wouldn't dare. Yes, this does happen. It does happen every once in a while where somebody's like, hi, so we have that scene that we're rehearsing. Maybe we should like practice. And you're like, I have a boyfriend. I've even had a friend be like, I'm gay. And you know what? It's whatever you got to do. But you shouldn't be putting people in those situations. And that is that.
All right.
Julia,
I just saw Julia being like, hey, Johnny, our that steamy scene we just had, and Johnny's just like,
Johnny.
No.
Johnny. I want to practice the kiss on horseback right now in my trailer.
Where are you?
We're going to get the horses in my trailer and we're going to practice.
That's like, why would you want to be on two massive, like, hulking creatures who could easily, like, accidentally break your neck and kiss?
No, that's why we need practice. We have to make the horses kiss at the same time that we're gonna kiss. So it's very involved. It's very sensual and animalistic and raw and truthful.
Julia, we're in a Wendy's. Please stop.
My.
This is Johnny talking.
I'm astounded.
I'm here for a Frosty. And that's it.
Strike Julia doing random bits, actually.
What was I about to say? So there's like a different.
Don't put people in that situation. Don't ask them if you want to rehearse outside of rehearsal. No, if there's something that needs to be done, it can be done in front of a director and an intimacy coordinator and everyone else and God
during a rehearsal.
And not
like that's what rehearsals are for. I would even say that I know this is going to be tough to like explain or talk about, and I know I definitely don't do this well, but if you hold reservations in, or if you don't say anything during rehearsal, I would say strike that mentality too. I know it's really tough,
Mm,
but if there's something that
yeah.
doesn't make you comfortable, or you have questions about, or you're concerned, or you have an idea, get it out while you have during rehearsal, and don't voice it outside of rehearsal, because then that could be misconstrued in a worse way or a different way than you had meant.
Yeah.
So like, and definitely I feel upfront, be like, yeah, I'm in a relationship, back off. This is only for this is
The
only for
other
the
girlfriend.
stage. This is only for the stage. I don't know.
JCAT, what do you do if someone is doing that and makes you uncomfortable? What do you do?
This
No,
start
just like in
ganging
the
up
real
on
life
you.
scenario where somebody's trying to pull that on you, what do you think the solution is?
Wait, pull what specifically? I'm sorry.
This, just kidding. No, when somebody's trying to either practice outside rehearsal or is expressing stuff
Okay.
outside of rehearsal, like how would you handle that?
Ooh, okay. I guess for me personally, I would probably say, hey, if you have thoughts or ideas or concepts, or if you feel like we missed something, put a pin in it, pin in it, and put a bubble in your mouth, and we can wait. Put a bubble in your mouth. It can wait until rehearsal. I feel like post rehearsal, especially after dealing with an intimate scene, you want to kind of de-stress and like remove that from your brain. And so I would probably
Mm,
shut it down as quickly as possible. Be like, no, I don't want to talk about this. I just want to go to Wendy's and get a frosty. I just
yeah.
I need to go home, and decompress,
I think
memorize
it's
my lines.
also wise to decide who your kind of go-to person is, especially if there's not that intimacy coordinator involved.
Hmm.
Just because, like, when you said taking it out of rehearsal, in terms of them not feeling comfortable voicing it, well, that speaks on leadership. And so if there's not somebody that you can go to and be like expressing your boundaries, or talk to just about it like adults,
Hmm.
but usually in most occasions there is somebody, whether it's a stage manager, if you're uncomfortable with the director, you go to the stage manager, or
Hmm.
vice versa, or even another performer. If another performer is making you uncomfortable, you have to tell somebody. You
Hmm.
can't sit in silence, because you never know that might have affected other people as well.
Hmm.
I've had that happen a few times in my life, where I spoke up about someone treating me weirdly, and then other people also had their own stories, and then we kind of came together and we're like, okay, maybe this person is a problem and they
Hmm.
shouldn't be in the community, which happens sadly more often than you think. So
Way
we
too
we have to work
much.
together on that. Call it out when you see it, and just be as
Hmm.
straightforward as possible, and don't be creepy. Just don't be creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to say, on the other end of that, as somebody who has done multiple shows without having an intimacy coordinator, or
Ooh,
somebody to kind of like direct how the chemistry is between you and
yeah,
your co-star, definitely has led to it taking it into our own hands outside of rehearsals,
ooh,
and kind of figuring out a plan on what we're going to do, um, ourselves, which has also led to like really bad like showmance issues as well.
The dreaded showmance.
rehearsing
You
outside of rehearsal is a gateway drug.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So let's strike that.
Like that.
Mhm. I will.
Um,
You bring up I'm sorry. I don't know if we want to keep going off of this tangent. You bring up a
Tangent.
very intriguing point, because uh actors always rehearse. Like, actors, if they're really really dedicated and they really want to like nail something down specifically in a scene, more times often than not they will rehearse outside of rehearsal. And you bring up a very like interesting thought. I mean, I know it can go either way, but like the idea of not having an intimacy coordinator, but like you trust your scene partner enough, or like if you know them and you're
Yeah.
comfortable with them. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Like, if you're like, hey, I know this person, we are like good friends, or like we've shared intimate moments with each other, or like we know about each other, I feel comfortable like exploring the scene with them. What are your thoughts on that outside of a rehearsal? What do you think about that? Like, do
I
you
think
think
if you have a
that'll lead?
partner, it's a no.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's just you and that person, even if it's just whatever has been decided by a director, I think if you're in private and you're doing that stuff, like there's gonna be that intimacy is kind of formed.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I don't know, unless your partner's cool with it, unless you're like, hey, we're gonna rehearse the sex scene, you can show up if you'd like. If you want to monitor or whatever, I think if you have a partner, you probably shouldn't be rehearsing that stuff outside of whatever. But if you're hoping to have a showmance, I think that maybe that's your window. Whatever.
Yeah.
Each their own.
I definitely agree with that. Like, I have not been in a relationship while I was in shows where I had to be intimate with somebody else. Thankfully, so I didn't have to deal with the stress or the issue of my partner like having a problem with something like that, which I would say is definitely a weight off of the shoulders. But wait, what was the original question?
I was just wondering what your guys' thoughts were. Like, if you knew your scene partner really, really well and felt comfortable with them exploring a scene outside of rehearsal, do you think that you would catch feels? You kind of brought up the showmance thing. Do you think you catch feels, or was that too much?
One of the shows, I was actually really good friends with my co-star, and this was at a time where I think we were both like really out about our sexuality, and it was a gay show, and we were exploring all of that with each other.
Oh, no.
And I would definitely say that it led to like catching feels, but I will also say that it's not always like romantic feelings. It could just be like sexual feelings towards the other person, like a lust. And it can also lead to like damaging the relationship. At least it did for me in that situation, because my co-star ended up like wanting to like be in a relationship with me, and I was more of like, this is fun, like we're in a show together, we're friends, like we get to kiss and do all that stuff, you know what I mean? Like we can be friends with benefits outside of rehearsals and whatever, and see where it goes. And
Gateway drug.
Yeah. So it led to that, and then obviously other factors and things that happened led to like that person not being able to like even like hang around with me anymore or look at me because of it not working out in a relationship aspect. So it was a little sad because she was definitely like a really, really good friend of mine. Like we had danced together for years. We had done like 3 shows together back to back, and like it was an amazing friendship. So I definitely like have no regrets on the friendship. But I definitely will say that like showmances and having romantic feelings and things for somebody can lead to the end of a relationship.
Strike showmances. Strike
them.
Strike
them all together.
Strike showmances.
Oh my Lord.
What else are we striking, y'all?
Well, that kind of relates to something we think we had thought about talking about. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Because I'm stuttering.
I'm gonna let you try that one more time.
We're gonna take 2. I feel like it really relates to another thing that we wanted to strike, because we kind of put dating co-stars during the rehearsal or film process as like something we want to strike, just because I don't know, it can be really cringy. Like when those showmances arrive and they like everyone around them is like, they can see it happening or they see it forming and they know, and then like the couple has to decide if they're gonna like make it official during the process or like after, or if they even want to be official at all. If they're just having fun. And so sometimes that makes it awkward for other people that are not part of the showmance.
Yeah, like your scene partner just like or the person that you're like crushing on comes off stage and you're like, wow, that was so amazing. And then like the crew people are just like, can we please change our costume? And you're just like, oh, you were so good on your one line that you said. Oh.
Oh, babe, wow. You were so good at tree number 3, babe. Good job.
Wow.
You're
So
hot.
and like his mic is on. And we just hear it in the audience.
I love the way you jazz square.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody tell Mike that his mic is on. Stage manager's running back there punching people.
You know, I've surprisingly been in a lot of shows where like people in the cast were dating each other. Like surprisingly a lot.
It's theater. You are spending so much time with everyone. Like you just sit. You're around those people so much that eventually something's gonna happen. I would just say strike dating during a show if you must. Like catch feels for someone. I would say try to keep the two separate. I guess.
Yeah.
Wait
for the show to be over.
I think film is different because since it's such not a longer process like theater is, it's easier for those flings to kind of pop up and then it ends so fastly, like the filming process, that like you might not ever get updates on those people, or like if they decided to hook up or like get together or whatever. And until like maybe the premiere, and then you're like, oh, what happened? Like, did you guys? And you're like, meh. But the theater world, it is so gross. It is almost incestuous because we work together all the time and we're spending so much time together, and it's like you are a theater family, and then people start dating and you're like, oh wait, but you guys dated those people and now they're dating each other, and like you played her mom, and it, like I don't know. But film, I feel like maybe they get away with it a little bit easier because it's a different process.
Can I just say for JCAT and us both, nothing happened.
What? Wait, I'm confused.
Julia's statement about, oh, we don't know, did they hook up? Did they do anything after that?
Oh, you were making
wild, the sexual chemistry here. Yeah, I've been dying to know. I've been trying to crack this like a nut. Okay, they were all over each other during Technicolor Dreamboat, and I had to knock on the door to let them know I was coming and be like, "Hi guys, can we invent choreo right now?"
And it was just so weird because there was no door.
Julia's for hold on.
There was no door at all, and Julia was just knocking on air. We were just looking at her.
Listen,
I'm sorry. Let me correct this real quick. First of all, Julia and Cece could not keep their hands off each other the entire time we were rehearsing for the choreography. I was always I was third wheeling. I was third wheeling.
I've been known to turn them, honey.
Speaking of things to strike, the rumor mill and like specifically slut shaming backstage, like oh she dated Tony, why does she have her eyes on Todd? It's like, why is that your business?
Thank you, JCAT.
Why is that your business?
Thank you, JCAT.
Are we striking?
Tell my cast that. Tell my cast that. They need to hear that.
Strike that foolishness.
Seriously.
Strike it.
No slut shaming here.
Agreed. Yeah. Unless it's never mind.
Unless it's men. We can slut shame men. That's allowed.
Why not? We deserve it.
He said, why not?
Why not? Let's put how the tables have turned.
Well, how the turntables.
I want to say though, how is it that you're gonna go out here and try to slut shame somebody when they were seeing one person in the cast and it didn't work out? That person didn't want to like go any further with them, so then they started seeing somebody else in the cast. Why does that make them a slut if they didn't, one, do anything physical with either of the people, and two, they ended the other one before they started the new one?
Yeah, unless your name is Roxanne and you're performing in
Roxanne. You don't have to put on that red light. Moulin Rouge stand.
Yes. Unless you are in Moulin Rouge or what's there's another one. Jekyll and Hyde. Unless you're in those shows, none of those those words don't need to come out of your mouth. Sorry, Julie, I cut you off. What were you saying?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Ooh, can we also? I'm sorry. Can we also strike one of the worst things I've ever experienced is there were two people who had dated and they were in a show and I was backstage and all I heard was one of them being torn down by the other one, but behind their back. So like they were nice to each other in front of each other, like, oh yeah, we need to show save face. But then whenever one would turn their back, the other would be like, he said this and he's this, and you definitely don't want to date him. You definitely don't want to date him because he did me dirty. And I watched it happen in front of my eyes. I was like, I need to get out of this profession. We just need to strike that. I don't know if I explained that well, but
strike that cutthroat gossip. And also, okay, well, the route I thought you were taking, which strike this also, talking badly about your partner. And this goes just to anything, but I've heard especially in the industry, people be like, yeah, she's not that great of an actor, but she's cute and we have a great time. And it's like, no. If you don't believe in that person's dreams or abilities or whatever, like if you're like, yeah, it's more of a hobby for her, I don't see her having a career. It's like, that is so ick to me. I don't like. And that's just anything. Yeah, if you're like, yeah, her cooking's garbage. It's like, don't tell other people.
I mean, but it's true. Yeah. It's true.
It gives that like that guy that got trapped in a marriage right after high school and he's like, my wife. And you're like, stop. Stop. You should like your partner.
Right.
You should brag about them and how awesome they are because they are kind of a reflection of you, to be honest.
Yeah. Question mark? No wonder
can you tell that to my ex?
Oh no.
No wonder your relationship isn't healthy because you're not feeding it the good stuff. You're just throwing out all the garbage. So definitely strike that. This is just a personal preference, strike kissing scenes. Because when I was a kid, every time there was a good movie and then the two leads would kiss, immediately my mother was like, turn your head. And so I missed like 10 minutes of the movie because I had to turn my head.
P and PG?
Yeah. Yeah, parents.
Is for kissing.
Yeah. How dare you?
For pursed lips.
But like it trained ingrained in me that whenever I like sense a kiss scene coming, I was like, ugh, gross. So that's
You're like that kid in Princess Bride. It's like, no, Grandpa, skip the part where they kiss.
Okay, I love the Princess Bride.
I do too.
Bride. That's a great movie. Oh my goodness.
A lot of references this episode. Oh my gosh. Any other strikes before we strike this segment?
Yeah.
Strike that.
Yeah. It's been strucken. Strucketh.
I just like the good TH.
Yeah, it's a good like mouth. It's a good mouth feel. The strucketh.
That's the second week in a row we're using the word mouthfeel. Because I'm pretty sure I said it with the dialect.
You did, and we were disgusted
How
by
does it feel in your mouth? How does it feel?
Did you know you can't feel your tongue while smiling?
You can't what?
What?
Feel your tongue while smiling?
Yes, I
oh
can.
My gosh, you both have such beautiful smiles. You need to smile more.
My name is Cece, and you're listening to the Giddy Gigmeisters podcast.
I mean, nothing can be denied that Cece's Riz is very high. Like, she got us to both smile.
In my personal experience, Cece's Riz goes crazy. But also, we're here now to talk about Cece's personal experiences.
Wow. There's the applause. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here today. Thank you for my clap.
Cece, tell us, what has it been like to date in the industry other than the things you've already told us?
Yes, what is it? Tell us, mortals.
Please elaborate on dating history.
Yes,
Okay.
what is...
I'll start off with the positive one.
Yay!
Yay! So I will say that I
Positivity.
I was dating somebody while I did one show. But thankfully it was like a kids show. So there was like nothing that I had to like worry about. And it was really nice because they actually like came out and supported me and like were really proud of me as a performer. And so I will say that like there are people out there that like you can do shows and date and like it not be a problem as long as like what Julia said, they don't talk shit about you behind your back and they actually support you in like what you're doing with your life and what you want to do with your life, because that was my first paid theater gig too, so it was like really exciting for me and to be able to have like a partner that supported me through that and like told their friends about it and brought their friends to the show and
yeah,
things
nothing like
that.
a supportive partner, getting paid, supportive partners.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if people realize how big of a flex that is, but when you get paid to do art, there's such a different vibe to it than when you're just volunteering your time. And so when there's somebody that'll celebrate that with you, that's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, like going on, I've never been on tour, but like I know that people who are in relationships who go on tour, like whether their spouse is with them on tour or they're back, like they're away from separate, like the fact that they're getting paid, and not saying, I don't know if this might be taken wrongly, but the fact is that there's payment happening and it's not like just like, oh, we're just going around just touring, but you're touring, you're getting paid and notoriety. I feel like that sometimes helps a relationship, just because it's like, oh, they're going to go follow their dreams, but they're also helping pay the bills, or we're staying in touch, those kinds of things. That's just my 2 cents.
No, you're right though. The money lends like a credibility to it that helps the relationship feel more stable, because when one partner is being like a provider and the other person is maybe helping out, but they are majorly focusing on performing and not getting paid to perform all the time, it can add that stress to the relationship. So you're right. I think it's crazy how we can support our partner's dreams, but it sucks because money does come into the picture and it can affect those things. So dating with the industry, once again, if you have 2 artists dating, who's making the money, who's paying the bills? Yes. But because sometimes art doesn't pay, and that sucks. But when it does, it's a blessing. So I'm glad that there are partners out there that are supportive of especially when it makes money.
Yes.
And Cece, I don't, not to intercut, but like that thought, Julia, that train of thought you just said, like 2 artists who are dating or who are married, I was doing a little bit of research, and the pay gap between 2 artists could make or break a relationship in the industry too. Like if one spouse,
you talking like 2 leads?
2 leads, or one spouse is a director, one spouse is like a producer, and that pay is different, or like a female actress and like a male actor, the pay could be different. And
they shouldn't.
It shouldn't be, but like those disparities could also factor in on dating. Like, are you like,
just like any relationship, money can toss or turn any relationship. So I mean, that doesn't change in the industry, especially because we tend to be known as the starving artists.
But Cece doesn't be starving.
Just don't eat your partner.
Yeah, don't eat your partner. Cece
Speak for yourself. I will eat my partner if I would like.
We're gonna censor this woman. We need to issue a second apology. Hello, I'm Julia Grace Jones, and this is my Hannah Montana transition. Whoa, yeah. All right, everybody. Today we have a special little treat, a little bonus segment that probably will not come back, because the name of this bonus segment is Sibling Diddling. That's right. Here on the Dating Experts podcast.
Oh, okay.
We're just going to skip right over that?
Can you repeat what you said, Julia, louder?
It's just a name for the gag. Everybody calm down. Keep your pants on. That's right. So in this segment, sibling diddling, we're going to talk about, God, I need help.
You're just so flustered.
I am flustered.
Let me get some help for you.
In this sibling diddling game, I'm going to name 3 pairs of actors, and you guys are going to tell me which pair you think dated in real life. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 real life actors that played siblings on TV shows or movies or whatever.
Okay.
You have to tell me which pair you think dated in real life. So our first is from Dexter, Michael C. Hall and Jennifer Carpenter, who played Dexter and Deborah themselves. Or was it from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Matthew Broderick and his sister was played by Jennifer Grey. And then from Wizards of Waverly Place, we have Selena Gomez and David Henry. So which of those 3 sibling pairs do you think dated in real life? Cece, do you have any guesses?
Selena Gomez and David Henry.
I really hope that that's not true. Okay, really, like, okay, I watched.
No, just tell me which couple you think it is, and then I will reveal all in 1 second. Name a couple, any couple.
Dexter one.
Well, both of you are right, but also wrong, because guess what? In this week's edition of Sibling Diddling, all 3 couples have dated. That's right. We'd like to thank Michael C. Hall, Jennifer Carpenter, Matthew Broderick, Jennifer Grey, and Selena Gomez and David Henry for making this an incredibly awkward bit. Thank you so much. That was Sibling Diddling.
Wow, we definitely didn't know that. We definitely didn't know the answer.
I know, I should have told you guys before the podcast. It would have been such a good
It's
reaction.
okay. I kind of really didn't want to believe Selena Gomez and David Henry. Yes. Like, I really don't want to believe that.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, it's getting saucy in here. And speaking of sauces, Julia, I think it's time to get into some saucy scenarios.
Oh, saucy scenarios.
None of the jar stuff. None of the jar stuff. This is homemade, home-brewed scenarios.
Right. My favorite.
Right.
So,
we took the turkey drippings and we're making gravy, baby.
Yes, we are. And you're going to enjoy this feast, whether you like it or
That's
not.
That's right. Lick your little fingers.
So,
I have a lot of mouthfeel this episode.
Yeah, a lot of mouthfeel.
Mouthfeel.
Julia and I have written some scenarios that we're going to discuss and see what we would do. I'm going to start off with my first scenario, which is called The Inevitable Kissing Scene. Dun, dun, dun. So here is your scenario. The director has finally revealed the updated script at the table read. The script is tremendous and everyone in the cast and crew love the flow and energy. However, you find out that during the script read, your character and a relatively unknown co-star are going to have a, quote, passionate kissing scene. The co-star comes up to you afterwards and explains that their partner is going to get a kick out of this, but may not entirely be comfortable. You also notice that they have the BBBO, bad breath and body odor. What should you say, or how would you react?
Okay, I'm gonna say something. So, I actually have experienced this in real life.
Yes. I did not mean to read your brain. I didn't mean to read your mind.
Yeah, JCAT thought we were moving on to the next segment. We're actually still in Cece's personal experience bubble.
I really didn't say anything, but do you guys know what snake pee smells like?
I'm sorry, what?
I feel like that's a rhetorical question.
I'm sorry, you don't walk around. Do you walk around the street just being like, hey, yo, you never smelled snake pee before?
Well, I have snakes.
You're
So
at a
I know a
like,
guy.
no.
I got a guy. You know, you
They
go to a
open the
restaurant.
trench coat, they're like, do you want fresh snake piss or do you want old snake piss? Because I got 3 months in here.
I got
3 months. Oh, 6 more 6 months?
I got that.
Of snake piss. I got
The
you.
new
I got you.
the new Polo Parfum snake piss et tu toilet.
It's called.
The piss is silent.
The piece is silent.
Sorry, Cece. Sorry, Cece.
Snake piece.
No, I have not. I have not smelled the pee of snakes.
Okay.
Yeah, please continue.
Well, this is what I thought my co-star smelled like sometimes. And
Oh no! Oh, he
I, like,
had
I didn't know like how to say anything about it, but it kind of led to like asking about like what cologne they wear.
Oh, okay, okay.
And they pulled out the snake piss cologne.
They have snake juice by like Tommy Haverford from Parks and Recreation. Snake juice.
Oh man. And so like they're like, I don't really wear any, but like I have some, and I was like, oh well, you should like wear it sometimes so I can like smell it, you know, and like just like kind of like in the window to like you should
Trying to be
wear
nice,
some
yeah,
cologne,
Trying to gas,
but like make it flirty.
It's like, wow, you smell like
Nar.
piss. You should wear cologne.
Or nor. I had a situation where, and this wasn't like a love interest, but somebody in the cast like clearly didn't wear deodorant. And so one of my friends who was very, very kind, he just like befriended him and was like, hey dude, like I got you some of this and it's for you. You can keep it. Like have a great, like he was so nice about it. But he also is kind of a hygiene freak, so I understand. But he just found a nice way to just introduce it. He was like, here's I just didn't know if you were able to get some. So here's some deodorant. Dudes are kind of chill. I don't know. I think it is different coming from like a love interest in a show because it's like any kind of weird form of rejection. You're gonna like take it personally. You're like, I know that we're not actually together, but like, if this person like doesn't want to kiss you because it's like you just had tuna salad for lunch or whatever, I don't know. Like,
if someone you're dating, like you share a kiss, and then the next day they're like, I got you a Tic Tac and some gum.
Ooh, what an insult! That's a stab.
Like some
knife twist.
got some Altoids for you because I love you so much.
I just want you to wear this plastic cover when we kiss, really quick. Actually,
Wait,
it prevents pregnancy. It's a birth control.
Me and my co-star actually popped Altoids before we kissed.
Honestly, I mean, it's smart. Like, it's good for you to have them for yourself, but to give them to another person is a very outward, like, you stink.
Yeah.
Like,
smelly, bad, nasty, poo-poo, pee-pee. No, thank you.
I have seen backstage, like, some actors before they went on stage, they had, like, I think a Tic Tacs, and they were like, they would pop one, and then they look at someone and be like, oh, do you want some? And they would either say yes or no. But, like, in my brain, sometimes I was like,
so
please say yes. Please say yes.
That's the casual way to do it, is to start with yourself. Be like, nom, 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 good gum. You want some? You want some gum? Take it. Please, God, take it. I need you to take it. This gum is not leaving my hand. You need to take it.
I'm not going on stage. You need to fix your halitosis right now.
I'm not going on stage. I'm not going on stage. You take the gum.
Have you guys ever gum swapped? Like, from your mouth?
Okay, no, I have not done that, but I am not against it.
I didn't like that.
I found JCAT's cringe.
I did not like that. Like the thought immediately went into my head, and I was like, no.
Like if you're making out with somebody and like the gum switches mouths.
I think if it's done well, it could be good. But if I don't know what's gonna happen and you haven't warned me or I didn't know you were chewing it, I got a projectile. What do you have?
Oh my god.
See, like, especially if I didn't know that they were chewing gum, and I like it's just like a foreign project. Like,
Fuck, I gotta do the Heimlich.
It just like tipped the uvula too. You're like, ah! Yeah.
That would be such like a player move. Be like, yeah, I kissed my girl with my gum and she started choking on my gum, so I had to give her the Heimlich. Ooh, we were holding each other. We were all the theater boys in the back be like, yeah, that's a smart idea. Now put on some deodorant, please.
Oh my god.
He can swap gum, but he can't put on deodorant.
So what would you guys do in that scenario? I don't know. What would you guys do? Would you be like, oh, I have to kiss this person and they have bad odor and bad breath?
I would tell the director so that the director has to tell. Or stage manager, whoever's more gonna be cool about it. It probably would end up on the stage manager's shoulders, which maybe they would tell costumes, and then costumes could be like, hey, we really can't have you sweating in the costume, so we're gonna have you use this extra strength deodorant. There are ways around it. There are.
Yes.
Mouth hygiene, you'd be like, hey, just so you know, I'm like a super hygiene freak. I brush before every show, and I'd really appreciate if you did it too, just because I don't know who you've been sucking, so I just need to like protect me, you know?
Girl, actually, I actually do brush my teeth before every show. Like, I am that person. I don't care if I'm kissing somebody or not. Like, I always.
Yeah. My screen froze on JCAT's face, and it's fantastic.
Oh my god.
He's dying. Actually reacting. His teeth are fully bared laughing. I can't see JCAT. It's funny. Your screen keeps freezing for me.
Hello, I'm back. Wow, all right. Well, that was one of my scenarios. Julia, what you got?
Okay. One of my scenarios is if I can find it, where the heck did she go? Okay. Oh, this relates. So like I just said, I would go to a director or a stage manager if I was having issues with somebody or like whatever. But what do you do when an actor you're working with has a thing with management? Or you yourself? Like, what would you do if you were kind of feeling somebody who's either the director or the stage manager or production manager or somebody that's like higher up in rank on that call sheet? How do we handle those like power dynamic situations?
So like you. Oh yeah.
You are the lower one, I would say. I would say we have no senior performers. I would say none of us is the higher up here.
I would try to set some boundaries like before before the production starts, like rehearsal start. I'd try to like set boundaries with them, be like, hey, let's keep it separate. I'm gonna go up the chain of command if I have an issue, and I would want for you to do the same kind of deal. So I would try to try to set boundaries up quickly. That's what I would do.
Yeah,
okay, I like that.
I agree with JCAT, like separating the business from personal. Anybody else like knowing and being like, oh well, you're getting special treatment because you're sleeping with the director, or
Yeah.
I'd be like, and
you mad about it?
You jealous?
Sorry, you had your chance.
Were you trying to get invited?
He took the Tic Tacs that I brought. So
he took my Tic Tac. Oh my God. Good. JCAT, you got another one for us?
Yes, I do. Number 2, the inevitable date. After a performance, the crew and cast go out to celebrate. One of the crew members, clearly not sober, asks you out for a date sometime soon. You notice other crew are watching, clearly having to do something with this peer pressure move. What do you do? So we're at a cast party, we're celebrating. Clearly this crew member is has been hyped up by other crew members because and they're not all there, but they're coming over. They're like, hey yo, they're trying to slide in the DMs in real life. What you doing?
Hey Kat, have you literally been watching me my whole life?
Yes.
This is like scary. Like
I'm
a little freaked out.
You need me to go first?
Yeah, you go. Go Go, Julia.
I think listen, if all his buddies are watching and he's all hyped up, I think you at least give him something. Like it doesn't you don't have to promise that you're gonna see him or like make an actual date. But I think what you could do is if he doesn't already have your Instagram or your Snapchat or your phone number or your email, you can give him one of the above, whatever you're most comfortable with, and be like, yeah, hit me up. And then he can go back to his buddies with a little something that he's excited about. And and you don't actually have to answer him in that moment, really.
Julia's like, I'm gonna give you you want this Tic Tac? He's like,
yeah. I feel like it's like when people get proposed to in public, but they maybe didn't have the marriage conversation. You're like, well, you can't do this to me in front of everybody. I don't want to embarrass you. I want you to save face, so they like say yes, right? So I think if I'm not interested in that person, I would let them down easy later. I wouldn't want to embarrass them publicly in front of their friends. So that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. I'm like too much of a nice person to like hurt anybody's feelings in front of other people.
It's like out loud to everyone.
Excuse me, what did you just say?
Okay. Just talk to me.
Oh my gosh. At least I could never be the person that just like busts out laughing in front of them. And they I could never. That stuff breaks my heart.
Yeah.
I could.
It's that secondhand embarrassment.
Just be like, haha.
Oh my gosh.
How very presumptuous of you to believe that you are in the rank to marry me.
Yes.
How about your station? You think you're going to get my dowry? I am full Bridgerton right now.
I love it. I'm sorry, why weren't you cast?
Well, Julia had a thing with the director and it kind of fell through.
Yes.
Yes.
You heard it here,
I am
folks.
the background of the parties, but you'll notice I'm with the help.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
All right.
Actually, my dream job is to be one of the queen's dog ladies that just stands next to her.
Oh my gosh.
And holds a Pomeranian. That's my dream job.
Yes.
And hoozles. All right, my next scenario, unless Cece had more to say about the
Oh no, please go.
The cast party rejection scenario. Okay, so you could answer either way. What do you do if you walk in on a couple, whether like we're in a professional setting, so we're in a show and it's maybe Q to Q or Tech Week or whatever, or we're in the middle of a show and you walk backstage or somewhere like a dressing room or a private area and you catch somebody making out or somebody catches you making out. What do we do? Do we keep it to ourselves? Do we report it to the stage manager? What if it's affecting the show? What if this person was supposed to be on stage? So what do you do when you catch people making out? Do you mind your business?
Excuse me. I don't know why. I wouldn't be the one making out because I would be too busy freaking out because,
JCAT's like, I go on stage in 5. Yes. Okay, don't talk to me.
I'm like, ma. I'm like doing my whole routine and everything.
Yeah.
And if I'm in the zone and then I accidentally walk in and I walk into the dressing room, they're like, oh, I love you so much. Immediately I would be if my zone got broken, then their stuff is breaking if my stuff gets broken. Like you're messing up my feng shui, I'm messing up your feng shui.
So you're just gonna stay there until they notice you?
No, I'm gonna be like
fight, flight, and freeze. You're like, I freeze.
I'm gonna be like, oh, is her script in her mouth? Is your script in her mouth right now? Are you trying to get?
Oh my god!
Looking for your line in there?
Yeah, it's like I don't think the stage manager is the script. Like I
would. Are you
a
tattletale?
I would just make.
Are you like the chaperone? You like bust it up?
Yes, I'm the chaperone.
Okay.
I'm like the witty chaperone who's like, okay, guys, that's great. Save room for Jesus and the set.
Also, please get off the makeup counter. Please.
Yes, please. I need to fix this.
The sign says no sitting. Thank you.
Yeah, no socializing, no loitering backstage. No fornication, please.
No philandering, no spooning,
No, thank you. Yeah, that would be
no
me.
canoodling. That's the word I
that
want.
No
canoodling.
But I love
would be-
canoodling.
Unless you have a license, no.
Dang it.
Cece, how do you feel about couples making out backstage?
Yeah, Cece.
Yeah, Cece.
Well,
yeah, Cece.
I have been not in a couple making out backstage.
Why am I surprised to hear this? I'm sorry, you haven't made out backstage?
No, like meaning like I wasn't in a I wasn't coupled with this person.
Mm-hmm.
You said, have you ever caught a couple? Like, what would you do if you caught a couple making out?
Well,
so I was saying that
means two sometimes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of people.
Okay. Well, I definitely have like made out with somebody, like kissed somebody like backstage before, and I mean like it's whatever. Sometimes it's like you can watch, and other times it's like it's private for a reason. Like just walk away, you know.
Okay. So you're pro people making out backstage. You're like,
I mean, I don't care.
They're not bothering anybody.
Right. As long as it's not affecting anybody else, who cares? You know.
I'm one of those people who would be like, I would be like, oh, my pearls, clutching my pearls. It'd be like, you're the sanctity of this set of the stage.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of those people that's like, I'm a professional. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I make out at home on my own time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, this was at a theater where like literally the cast was like passing out shots before we went on stage. Like,
is this drunk Shakespeare? What is this?
I'm not gonna say which show it was.
That performance of The Lion King was crazy. What a weird.
Didn't you tell we had so much energy?
I think I have walked in on couples backstage before, and I think I just like, you know, whatever. I just walked away. I just was like, nope, I'm not gonna deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'd be funnier though. Like now having that experience, it would be a lot funnier to, like JCAT said, stand there either until they notice you, or maybe instead of standing there and waiting, I'd just be like, oh my god.
Yeah, that would be me. Or
just like a very visceral fear or disgust reaction to them canoodling.
The worst thing is like when you go back into your dressing room to like change clothes, and like I remember I walked into the dressing room once to like hang up a clothes piece, and there was a guy putting on his makeup and his girlfriend, but they were having an argument, and you could tell that they were having an argument, but like I couldn't leave because I had to put this piece away and grab another piece, so I had to I was like, I did the church finger, and
you're like,
and then, but gosh. you knew it wasn't a good mood because she had her hands and she was like, "You're good," but then she looked at him and narrowed her eyes. It was that those moments are when I turn around. It's like,
oh my gosh! But I love the drama. Oh my gosh! Okay, I have something similar. Like, how would you guys feel about like seeing two people coming out of the bathroom together?
Oh, intruder alert! Intruder alert!
It is really tough because for me, my brain doesn't immediately go to that, because in theater, when you're like, if during a show and you are running around hectic, generally a lot of people will like use whatever bathrooms available to get their hair and makeup done, and I know that they get really serious. So it's really like it really depends on the people and like their state of their dress. Like that's all really like an indicator. But like it's just I don't know. I think I wouldn't immediately think that. My brain would probably skip over my brain.
Cece, were you talking like a family restroom, like a one stall kind of?
We are at a Wendy's.
I'm like, listen,
Yes.
they're starting a family in that family restroom, okay? They're putting the family in the restroom.
That is the only handicapped bathroom. How dare you?
He's just watching in the corner.
Wow, JCAT, we're learning
No.
new things about you
No.
today.
No. Strike that. Strike that now. Disgusting.
Okay.
You guys are gross.
This is getting saucy.
JCAT, who?
Jesus.
Oh, why are you and Jesus always together?
Oh my gosh. I hate you guys.
Okay,
That's
did you know
scandalous.
it's illegal
Marvelous.
to name your child Jesus Christ in America?
It's not
But
illegal.
to name them Jesus Christ. You can name them Jesus, but not
Wait.
Jesus Christ.
Illegal?
Yeah.
Really?
Illegal?
You're telling me there's no Jesus Cristo out here?
I thought it was also. I thought that was like you couldn't name your kid like Xbox or like PlayStation because that was illegal.
Like, this is my doctor, Netflix.
You can't name your child king or queen,
Oh.
and you can't name your child the third. Like, you can't just name them the third. It can't be like a name and then the third. You can't name them like literally the third.
This is. I dated my theater sweetheart, and now we have the third one.
Okay.
Oh my god. This is my son, Shrek the Third Jones.
I would
Wow.
hate myself if my name was Shrek. I'm sorry.
No.
That's awful.
No, Shrek is fine. Shrek the Third is an atrocity.
Yes. No, it's Shrek is the first name. The third is the middle name.
Mhm.
And then obviously they take whatever last name.
Yeah, the Shrek the Third. Naming anyone after that movie. Oof. Like Shrek 2, I get that. Name the kid that. Shrek 2, perfect. Shrek Forever After, we can talk about it.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
That would be a cute middle name. Forever After.
No.
Anyway.
Okay, is it JCAT's turn to present a scenario?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Number 3, on-set drama. Your personal life has accidentally bled into the workplace. Your relationship with the lead of the show is strained with a sudden shock that they have been cheating on you with the assistant director. You are scheduled to shoot a scene with them soon. What do you do?
Oh, okay. Mine. Oh, I would make it like the most intense scene ever, like as like petty revenge. Like you think, but I know that you don't know that I know.
That's deep. That's deep. That's deep dating right there.
I'm just gonna have to second that, actually.
Yeah.
I have nothing more to add. No notes.
Julia gets it.
Yeah.
You would just so pettiness would win out in the end.
Oh yes.
I don't know. I honestly sometimes depends.
In
on
this
the day.
scenario.
Okay.
In this
Okay.
scenario.
You said that we dated the director, but then broke up, and now I'm having to do a scene in front of him. That's what you said.
No, they cheated.
Oh, they cheated on me. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think I would handle being cheated on very well. I don't think. I think I might unlock a new level of crazy. So
I would.
It's very pettiness is very much on the table.
Yeah, pull a Halsey,
Sorry.
okay? When she found out that Jeezy cheated on her right before the performance, and at first she was like off, and then she started getting really intense with him, like on stage. Like, yes,
That's right.
I
Tease him.
don't know if I mean again I haven't really experienced that. I haven't experienced being cheated on. I hope that never happens. But
I do too.
I know that it can like mentally change you because like when you're dating someone you are like giving a lot and maybe getting the same or not enough or you know.
Well, it's a betrayal of trust. You build trust with that
betrayal.
person.
Yeah, there's a connection there, and when you're cheating on them and you can't actually like get away from it. You're like, oh, actually you're getting paid and you're scheduled to shoot this scene. We have to get this done. You know, there's other people involved in the decision. Now all of a sudden it's like it can no longer be your issue. So I don't know what I would do, to be honest. That's a challenging thing.
JCAT just wouldn't show up. JCAT sick that day.
I'm gonna pull a JCAT and walk out. Like,
absolute Irish goodbye.
Oh my gosh. I feel like it also depends on like what kind of scene it is as well. Like if it's like a scene that's like super emotional too, you could like pull some of that real life emotion into it. And like it could be like one of the best times you shoot that scene, you know, or like perform that scene. So I think it like depends on like what kind of scene you're doing with the person that cheated on you.
That's fair. Good. For my next scenario, we have when a director wants more in the scene, and there's no intimacy coordinator, and you have to then communicate that with your partner and also figure out your own boundaries. What do we do? When the director wants more. Maybe in the script it says a kiss, but it's like the director's like, yeah, let's do some hands and some grinding. And
give me some of them hands.
There was a time when actually, I don't know. There was a time when a director asked a man to be in a more submissive position in this show I was doing, and this man was refusing. This man was like, I refuse to act like a woman is doing doggy style on me or whatever it was. And he just was like, no. But it's just crazy because women don't have that same like, okay, you know, like, oh, maybe we can, you know, do something. And this man straight up, no. And the director was like, okay.
Well, I mean, he set a boundary.
He did. But he wasn't workable at all. Like, maybe we do this instead, or like let's.
He's like, sir, this is Seussical, and I will not disgrace Dr. Seuss by doing that. I would immediately, like, I would have all the questions for the director. I'd be like, no, I need specifics. Like, you're going to give me specifics. You can't just
break it down.
You show me what you mean with
you
that man.
First.
Yeah, you do it.
You do it first.
Yeah, you do it first. If you're not comfortable explaining and showing what you mean with this set mannequin, then don't ask me to do it.
No, you actually go in and do it with my scene partner, because if I have to, you do it.
Yeah. You tell him.
You have to kiss Matt.
Yeah, like I would.
Can you demonstrate it? I'm a visual learner.
You were saying you wanted more hand stuff. Would you actually? Yeah. Would you show me?
Yeah.
Show me the hand stuff.
Yeah, like if I have to.
Sorry, I should have phrased that better.
If I have to date my scene partner, you have to date my scene partner.
That's right. Yes.
You can have him during the week. I'll take him on the weekends.
What about you, Cece?
I forgot what the original question was already. I like this tangent. What was it again?
When a director wants more in a scene.
Oh. I think I already talked about this earlier, where I mean I just took it into my own hands and we just practiced outside of rehearsal.
For true.
Yeah. No regrets.
My name is Cece, and you're listening to the Giddy Gigmeisters podcast.
On to the
Who's
next
to
scenario.
get saucy?
Saucy!
Yeah, JCAT. Give me the sauce.
Number
Give me the
4.
sauce.
That didn't sound right.
Give me the sauce. Give me the sauce.
I'm sorry, I was supposed to sing it, I guess. Number 4, catching the feels. You hear from the active rumor mill backstage on set that a very attractive cast member has a crush on someone on set, and you're hoping it's you. But you also know your best friend also has a crush on them and has confided this secret with you. Do you investigate this crush rumor, or do you use this to your advantage?
I bet I already know. I bet I've been watching him all along, and I bet I can tell who he's flirting with.
Period.
Yeah, I feel like if you're close to people, you can probably pick up on their tells and signs.
Yes.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think like open communication is like the biggest thing, to be honest. Like if you want straight results, you want the answer, like just ask. But if you don't care, if you think it's like a fun game or whatever, to like, oh, guess who? Like then you just kind of go with the flow and let it happen, and like if they're into you, like it'll eventually like be seen. But I also think this can like taint your perspective too, with like, oh, he's into somebody or they're into somebody and you are also into that person, so you could taint your perspective of the way that they like act towards you or treat you and like take it
Hot
in
take.
I feel called out. I feel called out right now because I do the exact.
I have also probably done that.
I do that all the time. All the time.
Sip on that snake piss. Yeah.
What about you, Julia? What do you have to say?
Oh man, I think, like I said, I think if I can tell it's not me, I don't know. I'm all here for knowing what all the courtships about the ton are, but yeah, if it's not me, like I'll know. You know what I mean? Like, and at that point, I'm not interested.
Okay. Well, that is for true.
I'm with Cece. Like, make your intentions be known. I don't like that gray area. Like, you can flirt for a little bit, but I'm not happy living there.
Yeah. Same. I've also like I used to be that person that was like, oh, of course they like me. Like have you seen
me in high school?
Like
yes.
you like, yeah, like I used to be that person, like 18, 19 years old, like very much like I am that girl. Like so I would assume a lot. But assuming gets you in trouble. So like yes, be confident, but also like don't assume. Humble yourself a little bit. Because I mean, like, yes, I mean a lot of the time they did, but like not every time.
Alternative answer, you while they're there in the room go, hey director, what if we fit this in somewhere? And then you do a backflip, and then if they're in absolute awe of you, you won.
Ooh.
But if you fail the backflip, you've ruined you've embarrassed yourself for the director. You get nothing.
You actually have to leave the show for social reasons.
Just
if you fail the backflip, you just have to like do a little bow and then like go to the exit because you're done.
Yes. No, 100%.
For my next saucy little scenario, what do you do after a show or a showmance? When you posted pictures on social of this show or this showmance, and then you break up, do you keep the photos up, or do you take them down, or alter, like edit which ones are in and which ones are out? What kind of person are you?
JCAT, go first.
Again, I've never been in this situation, but I would play it smart, because if it's on my Instagram, more than likely it's to build my resume and to, show potential hirees that, oh, I was in this and I've done this. However, I would absolutely edit the description if needed be. Edit the description. Like if there was anything, any insinuations or like tagging of anything, I might edit the post in that direction, just the description, or maybe add some stuff, just be like, oh wow, I was so thankful to be in support of this. Now if I'm gonna add on to this, if they comment on the posts anything that is not great or anything that could be insinuated bad, then I would probably hide it, or because I think you can hide comments now.
Yep.
But hide it or delete it. So I would probably take the high road and just be like, all right, I'm just gonna leave those as memories and use that to my advantage to get more jobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cece?
No, I 1000% agree with JCAT. Like, and I feel like this goes for like not even like it could be for just a regular relationship, not even necessarily like a theater relationship, because like a lot of people post their relationships on social media.
Yeah.
And like so like you can usually tell when people break up. Like because they either delete the post or they change the descriptions of the post. Like I've seen people literally like change descriptions of the post to be like, oh, this was the day after he cheated on me. Like this is they'll keep the romantic photos of them up, but then change the description to like say like what was going on and why it ended, like in the like in the description of the photo.
You're like, this is before this dumb bitch cheated on me.
Yep. Like I love the
last time Jeremy was nice to me in our last 4 months of dating.
Yes, but like I am the person who has like I leave my pictures up, like I don't really care unless because I like a lot of it is like that was a part of my life. You know, that situation helped build me to where I am now. So no matter whether it was good, bad, we're no longer together or whatnot, like I still feel like that is a part of your history.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a big pet peeve for me is in general when people just start deleting things from their profiles, especially I think Instagram, it's really obvious because of the square tiles. Like if somebody decides to delete all but 3, like their first 3 posts and they just deleted everything else, it's really obvious. And I don't think that doesn't change. Yeah, it doesn't change your history. It doesn't change your journey or your past or who you are. If anything, it saves you from the embarrassment of like other people in the future looking at who your exes were or, you know, but once again, I agree. I'm someone who very much is like, you collide with people through life and you can't change necessarily how things ended or whatever, but I think trying to absolutely erase them like they never happened is maybe not the best way to go about it. And hopefully if it's theater and show pictures, hopefully it's not exclusively you and the person that you broke up with and you can leave up the group cast photo or the backstage photos and, you know, but I'm definitely a nosy posy who has poked around on some other people's accounts and I'm like, did they break up? Are they together? What's going on? And like, just out here for the nosy posies, let them have the tea. Let them have it.
Yeah.
Let them have it. It's not hurting you. Not really.
Absolutely not. Like, I definitely have not gone on other people's Instagrams and been like, are they dating? Are they available? Oh, darn.
I have.
Or and like, then, what if they dated in the past?
Yes.
They dated
like,
in the past.
Do I know any of them? Is there gonna be beef?
That would be awkward too. But I know people that every time they like, it was a very on and off relationship and they every time she would delete her whole social media Instagram presence.
Oh my god!
Like, and then like be starting over basically. I'm like, why? I mean, like, I don't know. That's a probably strike that for me. People who delete large amounts of things from there. Because it's one thing if you're like, oh man, that post did not age well. It's offensive now, or my views have changed or something. And like you're like, I'm gonna just delete that one thing. But if you're like, I'm going to delete a whole ass relationship from my life, like it never happened just to spite that person.
Right.
I don't think that it's going to have the effect that you really want.
Yeah.
It probably makes them feel even better because they're like, great.
The Thanos snap only lasted a little bit. It only lasts for a little bit before it takes back.
Oh my gosh.
All right, my next scenario. I actually have 2. I have 2 more left. Yeah.
We said 5. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had 6.
Liar.
Sorry. I didn't mean to lie. Well, wow, it feels really tense.
We'll close this out.
It feels really tense right now, and that's leading into number 5, hypertension. Tensions are high with yourself and a co-star, your ex-partner. On set, rude behavior, tantrums, and more. So bad that the director begs you guys to kiss and make up as the toxic energy is infecting the rest of the production. What do you do?
Well, I wouldn't kiss him.
What? Yeah, I don't see myself landing in this predicament because I try to take the high road most of the time. Like I try to be the bigger person. And even though I jokingly, like we were saying petty one and the other scenario where it's like just gonna make him jealous or whatever it was. I definitely think I don't think I'm gonna be the person that's gonna be making the tension happen. I guess I don't know. Like I want to get along with people, and I don't want people to not want to work with me. So I don't want to bring that to set. I can hate you. I think if anything, maybe I'll avoid you because I don't want to interact with you.
Yeah.
So don't interact with me if I'm trying to not go. Yeah. But I don't think I'm the one that's gonna like start things enough for people to have to intermediate and like fix it for us. But if you're having an issue with character chemistry, that might be something where, I think people do have to intercede. And, once again, always try to be a professional. Don't let your personal relationships ruin your career. They're not worth it. That person's not worth it. So
facts.
They're probably going to have a giggity career.
Facts. Yeah.
No one's going to want to work with them.
Because there's nothing worse than like you taking the high road and like you keeping that to yourself and then them just like talking smack to everybody about the situation.
Oh, grinds my gears.
As somebody who has been in that predicament, it is just like it's like, oh, thanks for talking about me. Thanks. I don't care. I don't care about your opinion, but cool. I'm glad you have time in your day to talk about me when I don't give a shit about what you're.
All publicity is good publicity.
Exactly. Cheers to that.
Well, what else? What's your last scenario, Julia?
My last scenario. In this scenario, you have been cast in a show with as a love interest with somebody who you know has a crush on you. And this you happen to be in a relationship with someone who knows that person has a crush on you, and they come to see your show. And during the show, you sit on the front edge of the stage, like you're sitting on the edge of the stage, your feet are dangling, and your partner is sitting front row for this kiss with this scene partner that has a crush on you. And then your partner promptly then walks out of the theater right in front of you during the middle of the show, front row. What do you do?
I immediately run off the stage and I chase them, and I'm like, hey, you just have to go to the bathroom, right?
You fully leave the show? You fully leave the show like you're just pissing, right?
I'll give an actual Cece, you go first. I will give an actual response.
I actually loved that though. Like nobody was expecting that.
Yeah.
Like, a true love story romance where they're running after each other.
I can't believe you broke character.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you. No, I would still be in character.
It's part of it. I've seen the show every night. When did
I'm just a cat? The show is we're turning it into Cat's mid-show. I'm gonna into audience interaction. No, Cece, what would you do?
One, it would be a discussion with my partner before they came to see the show in the first place, or once you found out that there would be this kissing scene and the situation was going on. Clearly they know they have a crush on you, but if your partner trusts you, like that's the part that really comes into it. Like I think it goes back to like the dating in the industry, like you really have to build trust with your partner if you are going to be an actor or actress that has to do intimate scenes. Bottom line.
Yeah.
So, and if they got upset and walked out, that's on them, in my opinion. That's on them because they knew about it. They knew what they were coming into, and that you discussed it with them, like it just, that's their lack of trust in the relationship showing right there.
I agree. I'm breaking it off probably. If you walk out in the middle of my performance, having known what was going on, like if you're the kind of person that knows you can't handle it, like don't go.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, hey babe, just I'm doing this in the show, and if you can't handle watching it, like please, maybe don't sit front and center.
Right.
Yeah. I'd be well, first I'll say this, I'd be salty because I'm the one supposed to be doing the performance, but they dramatically standing and leaving. That would, I mean, like, you're upstaging me.
Yes,
Everyone's looking at
you
you.
stole my moment.
Yeah,
Right.
like the why is the follow spot following them walking out? What is going on? But
That's another reason we're breaking up.
you guys don't think a surprise would be so cute? Oh, I surprised my spouse with this. Awesome. Oh, you know Jolene? Yeah, you met her once. Yeah, we're kissing.
No, not
Surprise.
Jolene.
Oh my god.
Not Jolene.
We're kissing on stage in front of you and your family. You brought everybody.
JCAT, stop trying to steal my man.
Jolene. Jolene.
It's gender neutral.
I feel like that's an illegal boy's name, like the Third and King. Jolene is illegal.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. I mean, as like I have had personal experience with being in a relationship and having to like film where I'm like being very intimate with another person. And it was very early in the relationship too, so it was like interesting. Like I had been working on this project before we started dating, and then the filming of the project was happening while we were together, and like during the time they seemed very chill about it, like it's whatever, like I trust my partner, like it is what it is.
Yeah.
But then later on down the line where it like came to like other scenarios, they were like, oh, I don't like that, now I don't like it. And then it got to the point that they were like, I don't think I will ever be able to like handle you being in the spotlight all the time, or like you like doing these things, like I can't handle, like they couldn't handle being around all the crowds and all the people like rushing to me. And like in theater we're very physical touch people, you know, we hug a lot, you know. Yeah, like, and so it was just like something that my partner couldn't handle, and they admitted to never being able to handle it. And I mean, that was definitely an issue that like led to the end of the relationship. And you know, things like that happen. So like bottom line, you have to like really be prepared for that and communicate with your partner. Like when you are having feelings like that, or you're struggling with things like that, you guys can work on that, you know, if they're willing to. I mean, they have to get past the I guess, I don't know if it's jealousy or like it's like them seeing you with somebody else, but like they know it's not real, but it's still hard to watch. Like I totally get that. Yeah. But I think like bottom line, it's like you either trust or you don't trust your partner.
Oh man, I knew couples who they would intentionally not audition for shows where there was any kissing, because they knew within their relationship they didn't, or at least I'm sure it was one of them. I'm sure the other person was probably like, yeah, okay, whatever. But that is a sacrifice sometimes you'll make, depending on if, you know, if your partner means more to you than your career. I mean, not to put that kind of in, you know, I don't know, pit those against each other, but there are people who can't get over it. And I think that's just, you have to know where your boundary is with that and where their boundary is as well. And if you realize that that's not compatible, then either, you know, if you're willing to make the change, then make the change. But most times I think you're going to realize you don't want somebody who's going to limit you in your career. And you'll probably it'll end up manifesting itself in other ways anyways. So you may as well just, you know, count your losses and just move on and find somebody who doesn't care or understands and respects that that's just what you're doing for a living. So,
and that leads directly into my final saucy scenario, actually. It's called auditioning. You nailed it. Ew, gross. Yeah, it's not like we did a whole episode on that.
No.
You nailed the audition for a role you've wanted your entire career. The cast and crew are incredibly impressed. However, your resume poses a problem. You've stipulated that you will not get naked on camera or have sex on screen. The producers question if this can change or be negotiated. You bring this up to your partner or spouse. The contract sitting on the coffee table waiting to be signed. What do you do?
Yeah, with the intimacy coordinator stuff, we were talking about how it's a plan. And so I think if the director knows specifically what in that vision they want, I think they need to lay that on the table. And if they're going to sign that contract, it needs to be yes or no to certain things, and nailing that down before signing the contract, because once you're in, you're in. And then it just gets messy, because it's like if they decide they want stuff that you're not willing to do, then they're going to recast you or be unhappy with the product, and neither of those are great situations. So if they're willing to sit down and negotiate, definitely put the fine lines down in the contract. We're going to allude to this, but what we actually need from the performer is this. And I think, nailing that down before signing is probably the most important.
And I think the big linchpin of like, you bring this up to the person that you're dating in the relationship, because like kind of how you guys were talking about earlier, it's like, if you're not comfortable with this, or you can't really separate me from, me playing a character versus me in reality, then like, that may be it's good to have that conversation, but like, if you've wanted this forever and they are kind of hesitant, I don't know. I've never been in that scenario, so oh no.
No.
But I have a backup. I have a backup battery. So you guys
Yay.
keep talking.
Finally.
Yo.
Okay. I guess I agree with you, Julia. Like, boundaries, fine line on everything like that before signing anything. Making sure that everybody's happy in the situation, like with what the end result is going to be, like laying the expectations out there, Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that.
Because directors, I think, will do that. Directors will not necessarily nail down everything right away, but then you get into this, whatever you're blocking the scene or you're rehearsing, and it's like, we didn't agree to that. And then they get upset. Nobody wants to be upset. Nobody wants to be sitting here, frustrated while they're trying to work it out. And and luckily for us, a lot of the casting breakdowns nowadays, they do include a section that says nudity, yes or no, or people will note, hey, we're looking for, or even like homosexual relationships. Like if there's a gay kiss on screen, like they usually warn you, hey, you will have to kiss another woman, or whatever. And it's in there. And so if you're not comfortable doing that and it's already in there, like, don't sign up for something that you're not willing to do. But don't let the director just have free reign. Definitely nail them down for their vision, and find out what specifics they want, because letting them just kind of like roam wild and do whatever they want in the moment, you might end up crossing some boundaries you didn't even realize you had. So it is good to, I think, have that conversation.
Yeah.
Agreed. And there's always good things that come out of dating. There can be, and we're going to talk about it in our... Well, yar.
That's right. So
positivity.
I have a saucy scenario for you. What if there's an exception to the rule?
No.
What if not all theater and film relationships fail? What?
That can't be true.
Blasphemy!
Artists don't always starve? Are you joking me? That's right. There are some real life success stories, and some of them aren't even just like Hollywood people. They're people that we actually know. My favorite example of like a showmance that ended up working out. In my high school, we did Mary Poppins, and our Mary Poppins and our Bert actually got married in real life. And so they're out here. I hope they have kids in the next few years. I'm so excited. They're some of the most beautiful people I've ever seen. And they're going to make some handsome babies. So it works out for some people, but I would say it is the exception and not the rule. Anybody else have a good success story that they want to?
Yes, I also know some people that I did a couple shows with, who I met them when they were already married, but they tell everyone, especially the newbies, like, you find out real quick, like they are the theater love story. I don't remember exactly which show that they did, but they literally had their wedding at the theater and got married on stage.
Oh, I love that.
That is so great.
Cute.
Well, my success story is that I don't have one. So I've succeeded in failing.
Oh my god.
Well, you proved my point right in that it's the exception and not the rule.
Yes. Ooh, I do have
zero successful artist couples that have made it.
I do know like some people who did get married like through meeting at the theater, but then they ended up getting divorced and marrying other people in the theater.
I mean, keep it in the family.
Remember
I
when
guess
we
that's
talked
what
about
Julia.
incest?
That's what Julia. I knew what Julia was going there. Julia was going there. I saw the Alabama spark in her eyes. We're not gonna bring. I'm gonna cut this out. But there could have been.
You don't kiss as
there
good as
could
my
have.
brother.
There. All right. Final thoughts.
Oh my gosh, wait, there's actually a commercial like that where like the brother comes home like from something and it's like literally like either like I think it's like a gum commercial or something, but they literally like the brother comes home and like brings the girl a gift, but like they're clearly like oh yeah, but yes,
they're supposed to be brother and sister, but there's like a weird energy there, and we're like,
and then the parents come out and they're like, what are you doing? They're like pulling them off of each other. They're like, we're in love.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, no.
We're gonna have to have JCAT do some research and put the clip
No.
in.
Yes. Insert clip now.
Brought you something from far away.
Really? Oh.
What are you doing?
You're my present this year.
Hey yo, what the?
How about let's end it with this. I'm gonna just say that if you have a crush on a co-star or someone that you're working with or something like that, if it's allowed in the workspace area, especially on set and theater, if you have a crush on someone and you're confident in yourself and you feel like you're in a good place, I would say give it a shot. I would say, if it doesn't interfere with the performance or the production or the set, give it a shot. Try, shoot your shot, see what happens. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Don't let it affect your art because art is beautiful, and if it does blossom into something, then that's beautiful too. So, always take a chance if you can. I know that I'm a hypocrite saying this because you both are probably thinking in your heads of a very particular person who we're not going to talk about, and didn't.
We don't talk about Deborah, no.
Yes, Deborah. No. It was.
We don't talk about Deborah.
But always shoot your shot. Always shoot your shot. But yeah, that's been any last remarks dating wise?
Was that your last words? Was that your famous last words?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. No, it was just a good little cute section. I love it.
Just a little cute section.
You can date within the theater family. It's fine. Everyone does it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just kiss everyone in your cast. It's normal.
If you kiss everyone, then you didn't kiss anyone, right?
Yeah.
It's like it meant nothing. Oh my god.
the true. No.
Nor. All right. This has been a whopper of a podcast. Before we move on, does anyone have any famous last words?
Yes. I know there's been a pressing question, I know the audience has been wondering this for a really long time, and it's like, Cece, how old are you? It's pressing. I know, you can't tell. So I think it's really important to if you know, you know. But I'm 19.
We're just gonna bleep censor whatever the rainbow bars are that it's we'll be back in just a moment.
If you guys for the normals, that's a reference to a musical called Rent.
Yeah, that's why I said if you know, you know. Don't spoil it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oops.
Are you
purposely went on my way to spoil.
That's fine.
Is it Mimi that says I'm 19?
Yeah, but I'm old.
Is that what it is? Okay, thank you. Sorry, I wanted to make sure I got it.
To be bad.
So much singing in this episode.
Was born to be bad. Thank you. That was my Roger impression.
Oh.
Ask me as Roger.
Love it. JCAT, any famous last words?
In the words of a very famous song, dating is a highway, and I wanna run away all night long.
Oh. Good job.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
That was a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Thank you.
It kind
Thank
of
you.
goes
Thank you.
hand in
Thank you.
hand with my famous last words, which are
Whoa.
never date actors.
I didn't like how you looked.
Down and it's triumphant music.
I didn't like how you looked at me. Like I felt like you were looking into my soul.
I
when
looked
you
into
said
your
that.
soul. Don't date actors.
Just so everybody knows, we're all unavailable. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm taken by Jesus.
Thank
Oh,
you.
wait,
But-
but I thought I was taking Jesus.
Yeah.
What?
What? Oh, Jesus is two timing, yo.
Jesus is not exclusive.
I'm selling.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Sacrilege.
Thank you so much for joining us for this very long expose on the dating expertise within the industry.
What are you talking about? This is only...
week. Wow.
Oh, I'm cutting you off. I'm sorry.
You gotta do it all
Okay,
again.
You know what I
Start
realized
over.
is I didn't know what the next episode was anyways, so thank you so much for tuning in for the Giddy Gigmeisters podcast. This has been our dating expertise episode, and you can tell we are experts. Please join us for our next episode, which is very special, featuring some guests from a project that actually brought us all together. Technicolor Dreamboat. That's right. We will definitely be hearing from Emily Grimes and hopefully more. So join us next time when we giggity get it started.
That's been the podcast. Tune in next time to hear Julia say.
What's good, Hall? What's up?
Hey, Julia, I went and got my grease juice.
Ooh. You got your
You mean
what juice?
That's,
The grease juice. He said I would be more of a grease person or whatever he said earlier. I don't know how.
Oh, grease your gears. Grease your gears.
Yeah, I got my grease.
That's some snake piss right there. There you go.
It's not the right color.
Oh,
Snake
ew.
piss.
Why do you know the color?
Why
He
you
is yellow. I had snakes.
Thanks for listening to the Giddy Gigmeisters podcast.